Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Health Pro Core Innate Boot Camp. Last week we really talked about the why, the how, and the what of what this entire Health Pro model is all about, and the partnership that, as a fellow health professional, why you would want to partner, how do you bring nutrition in and education first, and then you can support it from a point of supplementation. So before we dive in, let's just make sure that everyone can hear me. So in your control panel, you have a little question section. So I just want to do a quick audio check. Okay, all good, perfect. So, okay, cool. Now I'm going to monitor that throughout the webinar. And if there's something that the sound's not great, just do that. And then afterwards, once again, we're going to do a nice Q&A. Now, before we go in, the site is healthpro.coronate.com. And right on that site, you're going to see, if you look at your screen, you're going to see boot camp. And you can go there. Many of you asked, what's the webinar from last one? Last week's webinar, the why, how, and what, right here you can view. You can scroll down on the page, and it's right here. So this webinar is, once again, by tomorrow, or maybe the latest would be on Wednesday, is going to be available right there on the site as well. And then next week is going to be about duplicating your 8-week experience and expanding your brand and your business. So let's talk about the goal. Just a quick recap from last week. The goal with this model is this, that I'm a health pro. I've been a health pro for 20 plus years. And what I understand is that my clients need to understand how to unlock their body's full potential. And there's no workout that can outwork a bad diet. So the bottom line is this: I need partnerships that's going to provide me to still be the expert I am, but then will allow me to provide my clientele with the proper education, to provide nutrition information, and then from a point of supplementation. Now, I want to say across the board as a health pro, because we have a special guest tonight that's going to be talking. I'm going to introduce him in a moment. His name's Jake Williams, and he owns a boutique facility called Stage 3 Fitness. But when Jake and I were talking, we were talking about how, as a health pro, we're educators. We're not product pushers. We're not supplement drivers. We are educators. Now, in the same part, that we understand that products can turbocharge results and they can help fill people's gaps. And most of our clientele at a facility, I've run multiple gyms, I've run numerous nutrition practices. Most of our clientele are going to use products, and they're either going to get that through a GNC or a vitamin shop. And so they're doing it. And the reality of this partnership, of this model, is not for you to stop doing what you're doing. It's not for you just to sell product. No, it's about you continue living the dream you're living as a health pro, understanding that you can provide your clients with turnkey nutrition information through a partnership. And then if they need to fill the gaps, have a product line to support it. That's what this model is about. And tonight is all about how to actually get your time back by understanding how you can create your own 8-week experience. Now, the reason why I asked Jake Williams on, Jake Williams is a man that I met about a couple months ago. But we've known each other for a long time because he read my first book, Body Confidence, my New York Times bestseller. And he's been teaching blood sugar stabilization right here in Atlanta, Georgia, for the past 4 years. And he's one of the greatest health pros that I've had the opportunity to meet. His vision, his success in the industry, and his understanding of being an educator and owning a boutique facility and having something that's growing so significantly, but wanting to not do it all, wanting to partner with other people that can provide the gap fillers for him so that he can truly, as we talked about, get his time back. So throughout this process, as we go through the 5 steps, make sure you get a piece of paper out. I'm going to show the slides. But as we go through this, Jake's going to chime in. I'm going to take him off mute now, introduce you so he can say hi to everybody. And then as I'm going to lay out the plan, he's going to give his own personal experience, because we've already run an 8-week plan at his facility. We're launching my new book, Why Kids Make You Fat, How to Get Your Body Back, where the core plan is featured in, and the products at his facility on April 28th at Stage 3 Fitness. So I thought it'd be a great time to bring him on. So without further ado, Jake, you there, my friend? Jake, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's dive in it. So everyone, when we look at these webinars, the goal is to keep them about 20 minutes and then go right to Q&A. The goal tonight is to look at these steps and to look at how do you organize your own 8-week experience. So on the site right here, it's very simple. You can just click the little plus sign, and once again, it's healthpro.coronate.com. And when we look at organizing your own 8-week experience, as a health pro, what we don't want to do is feel like we are just promoting something else. Because the challenge is that when you're just promoting something else, your clients are not invested into your facility because of a product you're promoting or because of a plan you promote. Your clients are investing in your facility because of you. Jake, is that correct, that most people who come to Stage 3 came because of your vision, your mission, and your team?
Yes, 100%.
So that's what we have to understand as a health pro. So as all the health pros on the webinar tonight, all the health pros listening, it's important to understand that you're the brand. And the goal is not for you to do a core 8-week experience. It's to do a co-branded 8-week experience with your brand. Now let's use Stage 3 Fitness as an example. So, the model that we've seen work, whether it's Jake at Stage 3 Fitness, whether it's Mariah Prussia, as I talked about last week, at Extreme Measures in North Dakota, the reality is that you create a flat fee for the 8 weeks of training and coaching. So that could be your own training, a training package, a nutrition group coaching, a Pilates session, basically your skill set as a health pro. You want to make sure that whatever you're offering, it's your offering because you're the offer. Then you can add a couple addition add-ons. Like what we're going to do at Stage 3 experience, Stage 3 Fitness is the book will go along with the offer, because my new book coming out is a perfect step-by-step plug and play for the offer. And then you add on one of the core transformation packs. For example, if you watch your screen, we talked about these 3 different kits. We have many health facilities doing a detox pack, some do a turbo start, and then some do the full transformation. But basically, based upon your 8-week experience and what you want to have the starting point is you would have your own offering, you can include the book, and then you would have your own core transformation pack based upon your offering. And then when we look at the revenue, as I talked about last week, and I'm going to repeat tonight, we do not want this to be just selling cash. So initially, yes, you can. If you have 30 people enrolling a full 8-week transformation pack, you can set them up with the packs. The problem, though, is that you don't want them to keep coming to you to buy product. You want to educate them and show them that if they're going to use the products, that they can order them online through coronate.com. That can be something. You don't want to be another store. You want this from a supplement side. You want it to be a residual avenue for you, and you don't want it to be the highlight of your business. You want it to be an addition to your business. Okay, before I go to step 2, Jake, walk us through your step 1 of what have you done at Stage 3, please.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And if you guys ever need anything, just hit me on Facebook or something like that. I'd be more than happy to answer more questions. But the first thing, I guess, is don't try to be perfect. That's the first thing that I learned at Stage 3. We did an event March 19th, and between March 19th and now, I've learned a ton. So it's not your first thing. Don't feel like it has to be 100% perfect before you can launch it. So the biggest thing I've learned from Mark is just get in the game and use people like him and Jay and Craig and myself. We're more than happy to help you out along the way. But I guess the biggest thing that changed between the first one and the second one, the launch that we're going to do on the 28th with Mark's book, is we're going to offer an initial offer without product at all. It's going to be $59, and what they're going to get with that, and that value has to be according to your offer specifically. This one, it's a little lower than normal simply because all I'm doing is video coaching. I'm not personally coaching anybody simply because we have a lot of clients. I have about 300 people. So, but we're going to do a private Facebook community page for that challenge. Some people are already in there, which is okay. And the people that we're going to have come on at the launch, we're going to add those as well. I'm doing an 8-week video series right now, so we're doing that as it comes. We're going to go over goal setting, blood sugar balance in more detail, supplement suggestions, the detox, ignite, and thrive phases specifically and individually, pre and post workout meals, and then also how to share this and how to get other people involved with this challenge as well. We're giving away Mark's book. I'm actually going to, I haven't really talked to Mark about this, but I'm going to basically the 3 different guides, I want to condense them down to one page so it's very simple for a client to have that they can take with them when they actually come on board and get that offer that night. We're also we use a body fat composition machine called InBody. So they're going to get 2 measurements with that, a beginning and an end measurement. and they're also going to have the chance to go up on the boards, the leaderboards, so to speak, in the gym for different pounds of fat loss and muscle gain. So that's going to be the initial offer, and then basically from that they'll have a choice to pick which pack that they want to become or start with. But the biggest thing is when we're launching this to our clients, we can't push the product. We have to push the education. And as a result of that education, they're going to see the value in the product, and then we present that solution to them. I hope that makes sense. But that's the biggest thing I've seen is when we present product first, it's a big storm, and people really don't understand it. They're like, well, why is this more important than nutrition? So we don't want to lose what we've created in our brand. We don't want to lose credibility by putting that as the forefront. We want to make sure that the education and the system that we're launching is first and foremost, and then the products simply turbocharge that system. And when we put it that way, we're not product pushers. We're not there to push a meal replacement shake or a probiotic. We're there to simply help those clients, and they see the value in that.
I love that, Jake. And I think everyone, that's the key. As Health Pro, we're Health Pro, so we get that. We understand that's the message we want to share. So when you're talking, Jake, I think as a Health Pro, it feels right to me. And that's the biggest thing. So when you look at the 8-week, this is a cool transformation. I love what you said on that. And I just want to recap a couple things, and we're going to move right to step 2. Jake said that don't worry about being perfect. So we've already launched an 8-week experience. He already has been engaged for a few months now. He's already got Jeep qualified. He's already done a lot of great stuff, and he's learned throughout this process. And the fun stuff is now with the book launch that we're doing April 28th and his next 8-week experience, he's learned from that. So when you look at these 5 steps, you can just plug and play into the steps, but take the coaching, and then as you go through the experience, you quickly evolve like Jake has done. Correct, Jake? You agree with that?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Absolutely.
Cool. So now we go to step 2. So once you have your 8-week experience, and you can start with as simple as I just shared, or you can look at your offerings and expand it like Jake has done. You then want to enroll your clients. So back on the site, healthpro.coronate.com, you just click on the little plus thing there. And the best way is that you want to enroll your current members and clients. So ideally, when you talk about the reason why the Health Pro model is so powerful, because we already have our tribe. As a Health Pro, we have a following. Jake shared he has 300 clients. Jake, how big's your email list right now that you have for stage 3?
Oh, God, I think we're around between 800 and 900.
Okay, so he's got an email list of active, a very warm list of 800 to 900 people, and he has 300 active clients. Those are all people that we know data-wise is listening to Jake. And I've been to a studio. It's a perfect space from that. So one of the best ways to start is you enroll your current members and clients. And then when you start looking at it, you can then add a new introductory offer. So for example, what we did at the launch at Stage 3 Fitness is that we promoted it to his new people, to his current members, and then it was also a promo to new people coming in as an offer. And then that was the biggest thing when we look at enrolling your clients. Now, Jake, talk to me about the early adopters you brought on, and then who enrolled from that. How many people have gone through the plan and have utilized the products?
Honestly, put me on the spot there. I guess I should know that number, but I've kind of lost track of it, to be honest. The thing we did in the beginning was
estimate for me.
Probably around 120, 130 people that are actually following the system. Some of those are just using minimal product, and some of them are using products all the time. So we have a wide variety of the adoption of that program, but what we started with was I had about 10 people that I went to specifically that have been with me for a long time and got them started on the program before everybody else. Then I used those people to kind of iron out the kinks of the program, not the kinks in the program, but the kinks in the way that I implement the program. It's like basically getting the questions, all the questions that we're going to get from everybody else. I want to be proactive with the other 110 of these people and answer those questions before they come to me to save me time. So I took those 10 people and went through the program with them, the detox and some of the Ignite phase, and then we launched it with Mark on March the 19th. And from that, it's hard to tell exactly what the results are to this point, but people are absolutely loving it. We're right in the middle. We're about 6 weeks in for some people. Some people have completed the full 8 weeks, and we're waiting. We actually had to send off our in-body machine to get fixed, so that should be back today or tomorrow. So that's going to help us get those final results for those people. But the club morale from it is tremendous, especially the detox. People they get that quick result, that quick start. And as long as we educate them that that's not all fat, that there is some fat in there, but it's a lot of water too. So we want to be proactive about that. But I know I'm rambling. But we have about 120 people that are going through the program right now.
I love it. So, I mean, let's just recap a couple of those points. First off, what you said about the detox, that's what we teach. It's water weight. We all hold that. It's inflated weight. But because we're not teaching deprivation, it's all based upon eating in threes. It will shift into permanent weight as they enter their ignite phase. And everyone take notes on this, what Jake did, and we talked before this. We talked before how to do this. The first one was you find your top 10 to 15 early adopters in your facility. So before March 19th came, Jake and I had a conversation with Craig and Jay, and we said, hey, you gotta launch this and find 10 to 15 people that can start building that momentum. So then when we do the meeting, you've worked out the kinks and there's some momentum already built in the gym. And then that led to the other 100 plus people jumping on board. And now when April 28th comes and we launch the book and we launch another stage 3 experience in Atlanta, immediately then they're already going well. And it wasn't just Jake we did this with. Right after Jake, I went to LA with Conrad Padilla and Calvin Becerra and Dave Nelson and many other health pros there, and we followed the same model. So I want to make sure that, this is happening all throughout the country. And then I went to North Dakota with Renita Brandon and Mariah Precious. So it's happening everyone. Then Texas with Mike Romig. So this isn't just in Atlanta. But because we looked at how can we make the model work, I really wanted Jake on because we're front and center on that. And you're seeing how the flow would happen. So he found the early adopters. He had everyone jump on board. And now they've had 120 people take it on. And the most important thing I think you said, Jake, was morale. Quickly tell me about that. Is it a new community? Did it adding the addition of the nutrition and then the turbocharge with the supplementation, did that bring a better morale and revenue stream for the facility?
Absolutely. The biggest, I mean, we've been blessed. The club morale at the facility is great. The clients kind of sell my system for me at this point. But just bringing that in, those 10 adopters, when they come in and people can physically see changes in those same people that they see day in and day out, it makes it a lot easier for people to get excited about it. And due to that excitement and that momentum, it kind of just snowballs. And as long as we give them the right information and point them in the right direction, the system really runs itself. And that's the whole point of the Health Pro is we don't want to spend an enormous amount of time implementing something new into our gym. We want to take the system for what it is and implement it the way it's supposed to be, which if we get those, I'm telling you, if you get those 10 people and get them going and get them in the right direction and get those results, people are going to start asking you questions and asking you questions. And then it becomes almost overwhelming just to say, okay, go here and do this, go here. And it's very, very exciting.
Yeah, and what I love to say is I want everyone to know on the webinar, one thing can't change someone's life. So products aren't going to change your life. A lot of times even in education won't change your life, and one person won't change your life. What you need is all three. Stage 3 Fitness already had the support. They already had the following. They already had the movement inside of that facility. And then the right plan and education fuels that, and then the supplementation can turbocharge it. The combination of the three is what builds that momentum. So just recap quick. When we get to step 1, you organize your own 8-week experience, just like Jake did and the other examples I shared. Step 2, you enroll your clients in the 8-week experience. And then step 3 right here is you create a Health Pro account. And basically all that is when we look at the compensation model and the Health Pro pricing, so that you can get, when we look at these packs here, as we talked about, the position where it's $2,000 for the 10 8-week packs, where you can resell that for $298 and you get them for $199. So this is like when you look at the Health Pro account, this is where Jake was able to get the tools to be set up to win, and then also work with people like Jay and Craig that can actually help him understand the compensation model and how to maximize that. But once again, what's been cool is Jake, as the health pro, he's leading the way. He's making sure that the message that he's sharing is staying true to his community and to his members. Correct, Jake?
Yep, absolutely.
So walk me through step 3. So once you enrolled, and I didn't. Craig Brotman and Jay Lewandowski, I know they enrolled you and they worked with you. Walk me through kind of like, and quickly, because I know we're at 9:20 here. So just walk me through the Health Pro account, how that got set up for you.
It was pretty easy. I mean, working with them made it a lot better, especially Jay explaining the comp plan, and then just having Craig here locally that can go and help me get some other people started with accounts. But I mean, it's very simple. It's very straightforward. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. So I mean, just definitely get with the person that helped you or that sent you to this webinar, and then they'll have more ideas. And if they can't, then I'll be more than happy to help you.
Perfect. And that's where this examples I used before: Renita Brennan with Mariah Prush in North Dakota, Conrad Padilla with Dave Nelson in California. When you start seeing this, Mike Romig with Mike McCormick in Cypress, Texas. So when you start looking at this, it's all about a team. And as you set that up, you're not doing it alone. So the most important thing is the first 2 steps. And then once you have that Health Pro account, now you have the tools. And then that brings us to step 4. And this is where I think it separates us, not just the product line, but the Health Pro model. I'm an educator, and you guys know the plan is in my heart. I have a blog going out tomorrow about how I remember growing up watching my mom cry because she kept gaining weight as a dieter. I have a vivid memory when I was 10 years old, and I'm walking in the kitchen and she's crying because she regained all her weight again, because she was willing to do the work, but she was taught how to starve herself and through deprivation and take appetite suppressants. And that's not what this is about. We are not just about helping people lose weight. We're about empowering people to be their very best. So with the goal is to burn fat, build muscle, lose weight, wherever they sit. And our main perfect customer, anywhere that 0 to 10 person who wants to build muscle, drop that last 10 pounds. And our main demo is that person 10 to 40 to 45 pounds really want to be. And they're looking for that, and they're committed to they're working out, they're at the facility, but they need the fine tuning. And that's what the detox phase, the ignite phase, and the thrive phase. And in 2 weeks, my new book comes out that will really be the full step-by-step plan that to me will be the number 1 tool for the core program that will walk people through everything. But we have the tools and the core community Facebook group to help people. And what I love what Jake said is he's creating his own internal Facebook group as well. So we have corporate tools, like when we look at core tools that you can leverage, my book, and then at the same time, you have your own unique tools that you do for your team. Walk me through step 4, Jake, how that worked. I know that you have a copy of the new book, and then also how you're doing your own Facebook group and how you leverage the core Facebook group.
Yeah, the one thing I can say about those guides is make sure you've lived the plan, or that you're currently living the plan and you're using those tools. That's our guides. That's our path to success. And if we get off of those, that's when I started seeing trouble. Some of the trainers that adopted the same the system, or they were on their 8-week run, if once they got off the guide, or once they started suggesting things that weren't on that guide, that's when the confusion started, and I had to make sure that we went always back to those tools. So the best thing I can say about that Detox, Ignite, and Thrive phase guides is print them out, memorize them, know them, laminate them, put them in your desk. Make sure that you understand what's on them, the foods, all of the ins and outs of them, because that's your tool. That's the biggest thing I can say about those, because every health professional that's on here understands that we get some crazy questions, and if we sit down and try to answer every single one of those crazy questions from our clients, it's going to drive us nuts. So the biggest thing we can do is always refer back to those guides, refer back to the detox, refer back to the ignite, making sure people are very careful with exercise, or not exercising at all on that detox phase, because we had some trouble with that as well. So make sure you use those guides. The Facebook group is just another way for me to keep in touch with everybody. A lot of those questions that are asked in my office, I can answer them on the Facebook page. That way other people can also have access to those answers. It makes it a lot easier as far as from a coaching aspect. Of course, you're going to have people with personal questions that you have to deal with and answer, and that's more than welcome. But the Facebook group basically allows duplication of me with my answers to a lot of common questions.
I love that. And I think what you said is that you live it too. And as a health pro, you must live it if you're going to teach it. We know that. We know that when you're doing it, your clients trust you more and that they're going to do it. And just so a couple things, you have the 3 phases here. I'm on the healthpro.coronate.com site, core website right here. So if you want videos, if your clients want to see some success stories, all you have to do is simply have them go to the core website and then look at that. And then obviously with your affiliate link, anything they purchase there from there as well. And then as I shared, and what we're going to do here, like this is the book when we look at what's in the book, not only the phases, the 9 chapters, the new easy to follow detox guide, 18 powerful transformations, 50 recipes, real life cutting edge strategies. So the whole thing's about a partnership that's going to set you up to win. So the tools will only keep getting better. We will only keep enhancing the guides. But I love what you said, Jake, about making sure that you follow the guides from that perspective. And then step 5, make it happen and track your success. I think that's pretty evident. But like what Jake said with the InBody, is your success stories are everything. When you start looking at what you can do in your before and afters, and that's going to build that momentum, not just in your community, not just in your facility, but throughout the community. People are going to start saying, what are you doing? So Jake, walk us through some of the success that people have had and how that's been bringing in new people.
Yeah, we've seen 10, 15, 20, had somebody lose 30 already. So there's a lot of different weight loss stories. The biggest thing that excites me about it is that we're doing it the right way. We're not restricting people's diets. We're not telling them to go on a very, very low calorie or anything like that. If they're hungry, we're encouraging them to eat. So when we're doing these results, the fat is what's losing, not necessarily just weight, which is exciting for me because then we're giving the client permanent results. So that's really cool to see. And due to that, I mean, people really like to see their progress. And with the InBody, it makes it very easy. And I'm not telling everybody to go buy InBody. It is kind of pricey, but have something there where people can see their progress. Because when they see their progress, it makes them very, very excited, and they share that progress with other people. And that's where we started to see a lot of duplication when people would leave the assessment room and they would go out into their session with the group, and everybody would ask them, what's going on? What are your results? And then they would simply share what their progress was. They were like, last time I weighed 210 pounds, and this time I weighed 200 pounds. And everybody's like, whoa, really? And they start coming back to me and asking me, well, what's the deal? Like, how do I get more information about this? And that's really what we want as health professionals, is getting that community involved, creating more time for ourselves, and using a duplicatable system to see more results in our clients, because ultimately that's what drives our business.
Yeah, exactly. And I love everything you just said from that perspective. And if you don't have any equipment right now in your facility, it could be as simple as you do a before picture and then you do an after picture 8 weeks later. And then you could do inches and scale weight once a week. Like you can have your client measure them, weigh themselves once a week, same time, each time in the same scenario, and do some at least some inch measurements, so that you're not just relying on the scale weight. But these are the little things that really fuels the momentum. And just when we talk about the 5 steps, one more business that I didn't talk about. Kevin and Emily Wilson in Tulsa, Oklahoma also they've done about 3 different 8-week experiences. They're featured on this side as well when I come up here. And they are they once again are so strong from that. And then you got Hillary Schaefer, Mandy Judge. So these are all people just like Jake that have boutique facilities that are implementing their own 8-week experience. They're following these 5 steps. And because every time they do it, they get learned more and more. I was just talking to Emily Wilson, and we're doing an event there in Tulsa on May 28th. And she's got all these little new things that they've learned how to enhance. And they started with 30 people, and now their last 8-week experience, they had 56 people. So not only does it increase your nutrition revenue, your supplementation revenue, your personal training revenue, it brings in new members, and overall it creates a better brand for you. It's not just you partnering with a supplement company. It's about 2 brands coming together to help each other fulfill their message, because at the end of the day, you are the brand, and it's about getting your time back. Jake, before we go to Q&A, anything else you want to add before I wrap it up?
Sure. Another huge aspect is have fun with it. Be enthusiastic. Get involved with your clients. Get their feedback. Share their feedback. Live it with them. That's a huge component into the success of the program is we have to live it and we have to be excited about it. We have to be excited to talk about it. And when somebody sees the results, we post about it if they're okay with it, or we share that experience with other clients and we use stories within the gym. Don't just use the stories from your Core Innate site or stories that you see on the Core Facebook groups. Use those stories where everybody understands and knows who that person is. And when they see that, it becomes a different experience. It's much more real to that person because they're like, wow, I see that person every day and they're seeing those results. So just have fun with it and get involved and don't try to be perfect. That's something that I'm learning a lot over the last 8 weeks is it's probably never going to be perfect, but if
Exactly.
you just get in the game and move forward with the right team that's going in the same direction as you, amazing things will happen.
I love it. Jake, you were awesome, man. Please stay on for the Q&A. We got a couple questions on this. So just so everyone knows, the site is healthpro.corn8.com. So if you look on your screen, it's healthpro.corn8.com. And right here, you can watch the video. There's some new videos coming from me that are going to be on this site as well. You can read some Scott Binder here. Great success stories people already talked about. And then right here are the 5 steps. So you scroll down, you'll see these 5 steps. And then here are the transformation packs. And then, as I said, this webinar and last week's webinar up on this site, basically you see the bootcamp tab. You just click on that and it takes you right here. And this is the bootcamp. So any health pro that you want them to be part of the series or you want them to see it or listen to it, you can the replays right here. Tonight's replay will be right here. And you can scroll down and do that. So that was tonight. I want to leave you guys with this, and then we'll go right to the Q&A. Look, this partnership is first off about understanding that this model is not you doing what we say. That is not, I've been a health pro, as I shared, for 20 plus years. I don't want someone to tell me what I'm going to need to do. What I understand is that there's a power in partnership, that I can only be an expert at a certain amount of things. And I need to partner with other people who are like-minded individuals who share the same vision and mission that I do, that want to empower people and want to, from a point of helping people get their body back, and as a health pro, get my time back. So I'm not stuck selling my time in 24 hours and running out of it. So I want to help more people, and that's how partnerships allow you to do that. And that's what this model is. So as you do, my invitation to you is this: get clear on the 5 steps that we just talked about. Re-listen to this webinar, see how Jake's doing it. Reach out to some of the people featured on the site and start looking at that. Next week, we're going to have a new health pro and a new health pro agent that will be on as well, talking about how to maximize it. So there's so many cool things that we're doing in this bootcamp series to help set you up to win. So once again, listen to last week's, replay this one, and get clear on your own 8-week experience, because together, we are all getting our time back and empowering people to end this dieting madness. Everyone have a great night. Jake, thanks so much. Please stay for the Q&A. I'm going to stop the recording. We'll dive right into it.